Good morning, Florida lacrosse fans. Busy day yesterday. Girls' first round in the books, boys' first round tonight. Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News, saying welcome to morning coffee. We have a very large amount of info to get through today, so let's get right to it. Let's get the college out of the way first. Sunshine State Conference on the men's side, Palm Beach Atlantic finally breaking through their first win of the year, 14-10 over St. Leo. On the NAIA side, the women Weber, their season came to an end with their loss in the quarterfinals of the Mid-South Conference to the University of the Cumberlands. University of Florida will be on the road, at home against Old Dominion Friday and Sunday, two-game series. Toward Watch, top 25 list came out yesterday. On the women's side, two Gators, Shannon Kavanaugh and Cara Trombetta. And on the men's side, Maryland's Jared Bernhard, who I still think is on path to be the first Florida-bred Toward Trophy winner. On Saturday, Sunshine State Conference schedule on the men's side, Florida Southern is hosting Rollins, Tampa is hosting Lynn. And on Sunday, Lynn with a quick turnaround at home, they're going to be playing St. Leo. On the women's side, the St. Leo will be hosting Palm Beach Atlantic on Saturday, and Lynn is hosting Tampa. Jacksonville women will be hosting Coastal Carolina today, and the Jacksonville men are going to be hosting Bellarmine tomorrow. Okay. Now, high school results on the girls' side. Really only about two surprises that I saw. One of them being that Gulf Breeze won quite handily over South Walton, and the other being that, the Olympia Winter Park game, which I expected to be a toss-up. Winter Park won comfortably. The scores, Bartram Trail, 18-2 over East Ridge. Lake Highland with the easy win over Cypress Creek. Community School, easy win over Canterbury. Berkeley Prep edging St. Stephen's 16-15. That would have been wonderful to watch. If that's on, if you have the NFHS package and that game's on there, that's got to be one to put aside for the summer. St. Thomas, easy winner over Western. Newsom, 14-5 over Venice. Congrats again to Venice for what they have accomplished in really just 4 years. Stoneman Douglas, easy win over Palm Beach Central. Haggerty pulls out the 7-4 win over Lake Brantley. A great example, again, strength of schedule, setting a team up for the playoffs. American Heritage, Delray, easy win over Benjamin. Pinecrest, easy win over Ransom Everglades. Ponte Vedra, easy win over St. Augustine. Edgewood with the easy win over Satellite. And Steinbrenner, the team we highlighted yesterday, 16-9 over Plant. And I probably underrated Steinbrenner in the last girls' poll that I did. Certainly, as I said, all sophomores basically are running the show on the field over there. Gulf Breeze 19-4 over South Walton. Vero with the easy win over Celebration. We'll put up the updated girls' brackets probably early next week, so you can continue to follow along. We'll do this after every round with both league girls and boys so that you can pay attention and find it all in one place. Okay, time for the boys 1A preview. So you know, I noticed that watching the video on the replay, sometimes you'll see me referring and looking down at the paperwork. And just so you know, people realize I just don't print stuff out. This is my cheat sheet, if you want to call it that, for two of the games, the McClay game with Gulf Breeze and the Oak Hall game with Bowles, just so you get an idea of what I'm referring to when I do these things. I find that if I write it down, it's easier for me to remember things and to sort of get into my thinking. Okay. D1, D2 matchup. McClay is going to be hosting Gulf Breeze. They played back on February 20th, 15-14 McClay win. February 20th was a long time ago, so let's not put too much emphasis on that and just let the game play out. Maclay, 13-5 this year under head coach Justin Van Tassel. Gulf Breeze, 9-1 this year under head coach Earl McCauley. Their only loss, as you know, was to Maclay. I really wasn't able to find what I would consider a quality win for Gulf Breeze this year. And you'll kind of see that when we get to the Max Preps numbers. Maclay, the losses, IMG doesn't count. North Gwinnett of Georgia. Jesuit, 8-5. Oak Hall, bad loss. Ponte Vedra, bad loss. Quality wins over Creekside and Bowles. So this team has played a pretty darn good schedule. Although, the district didn't really give much in the way of competition, and that kind of drags their schedule down, strength of schedule. And Gulf Breeze, obviously, this year of all years, where so many public schools were put on restrictions of how far you could travel, Gulf Breeze probably has been hurt on the strength of schedule side as much as anyone, given where they're located and how much travel they would have to do or to have a school have to do to come visit them. And with the contiguous county rule in so many places around the state, it made scheduling very difficult for them this year. And it probably, I suspect when it comes down to the game tonight, will probably hurt them some. Max Preps has Maclay at number 14 in 1A. Strength of schedule is in the moderate category at 6.8. Gulf Breeze is at 18 in Max Preps. They actually have calculated a negative schedule ranking. I'm not really sure how you get a negative schedule ranking unless it's based around a mean or something lower than that. And then they're kind of comparing strength of schedule that way. Maybe one day later on when we have some time, I'll bring the Max Preps people on and we'll maybe have an interview with them about how they do things. Gulf Breeze led by senior Ashton Markham, 25 goals, 22 assists in 7 games. I only have like 7 game numbers for these players. Junior John Valletto, 20 goals, 5 assists. Senior Joe Snyder, 17 goals, 26 assists. Juniors Jude Miles, Gage Farris, 15 goals each. Senior Nathan Mackey, 69% at the faceoff circle. Sophomore Connor Devaney got the most time in goals, 63% save percentage. On Maclay's side, Junior Everett Thompson, 69 goals, 27 assists. Junior Cannon Deal, 47 goals, 16 assists. Junior Carson Rowe, 38 goals, 16 assists. Senior Stone Foster, 37 goals, 19 assists, 81 ground balls. Senior Liam McAbee, 26 goals, 10 assists. Junior John Dowdy, 66% in the faceoff circle and 120 ground balls, which means he's probably winning them, most of them cleanly. And senior Ramsey Culleton also was strong at the faceoff circle at 69%. Junior Tucker Hicks, 54% save percentage. Given the strengths of schedule differential, I'm going to make Maclay the favorite in this game. Figure it about. I'm going to figure they're going to win by about 5 goals in this game, because I think Gulf Breeze's schedule will come back to hurt them in this game. Okay, Oak Hall hosting Bowles. They did play back on April 2nd. It was at Bowles, Oak Hall with the 7-4 win, and that was in the middle of Bowles' best part of the season, so that's a little bit more significant in picking how this game's going to turn out. Oak Hall, 13-1 under head coach Jonathan Montes. He only lost by 1 goal to Ponte Vedra last regular season game of the year. Bowles is 13-3 under head coach Mike Mulvey. Very young team that over the season improved nicely. Bowles' losses were to Maclay, Creekside, and Oak Hall. They had quality wins over Fleming, Nice, and Episcopal twice. Oak Hall's quality wins over Creekside, Nice, and Maclay. In Max Preps, Oak Hall in 1A is number 2. Schedule is above average. Bowles at number 9. Schedule is a little bit above average, but considered a little weaker than Oak Hall's, according to Max Preps. Bowles is led by sophomore Caleb Coleman, 32 goals, 13 assists. Junior Andrew Sledzik, 23 goals and 13 assists. And sophomore Spencer Surface, 30 goals, 9 assists. And I assume this is head coach Mulvey's son, Jack Mulvey, 17 goals, 26 assists. The class wasn't listed. Surface and Mulvey combined basically for 65% on the faceoffs. Senior Joe Libby with 55% in the cage as a save percentage. O'Call, junior Cade Bala, 33 goals. Luke Stab, 28 goals, 21 assists. Senior Ben Maraski, 25 goals, 13 assists. Junior Michael Mareshi, I believe was named All-American, 23 goals, 32 assists. Senior Rocco Felici, 23 goals, 10 assists. Freshman Andrew Jimenez, 16 goals, 17 assists. On the faceoffs, I calculated at 60%. We don't have a breakdown by who took the most. Shane Ryan in the cage with a 71% save percentage. Great season for Bowles, turning it around. But O'Call is a legit title threat this year, and I see O'Call winning this game and moving forward. One of the most fascinating matchups, obviously, is this next one, D5, D6. Montverde is hosting Lake Highland Prep. For those who are not familiar, when Lake Highland Prep won their 4 state championships, their head coach was Chris Spalding. Chris and his family relocated to upstate New York about, 4 years ago, and spent a couple of years there. The family decided to relocate back to Florida, and Chris was named the lacrosse director, head coach at Montverde, teaches over there too. And this is student versus mentor in a way. Jeff Vandermeulen, head coach for Lake Highland, 8-8 record on the year. Chris went 13-4. I don't want to make too big a deal of it. It's a great story to see how it plays out. But, it's 4 years now, and there's really no point in going further with it than that. Montverde, their losses were to Ponte Vedra, Winter Park, St. Ed's. IMG doesn't count. Unfortunately, their district was, to put it gently, awful. So all their district games really didn't do much for them to get them ready. Their only quality win that I can see is Bishop Moore. On the other hand, Lake Highland's losses were to Ponte Vedra 6-4, which I think is probably their best game of the year, to be honest. They were handled easily by St. Thomas and St. Andrews. Lake Mary was a 12-11 win. That was also an excellent effort. Winter Park 11-9, excellent effort. Creekside 12-8, IMG, and Benjamin handled them comfortably. Cardinal Mooney is a quality win, and Bishop Moore they beat twice. Those are the quality wins for them. Very tough schedule. They didn't play during the regular season. Max Preps has Montverde at number 16 with a weak record, with a weak schedule. And Lake Highland is at number 17, and they had one of the strongest schedules in the state. Lake Highland led by Logan Shassian, senior, 37 goals, 21 assists. He's the only senior who put up big numbers. The rest of the team, there were 3 juniors who had solid years in Aaron Williams, JT Rottenberg, and Ryan Amos. Chadwick Seiler, 49% save percentage as the junior goalie. But then there's 5 freshmen, and that's pretty darn rare for 5 freshmen to be your leading contributors during the season. Freshman Owen Lennox, 30 goals. Jack Fiordalis, 24 goals, 13 assists. Chris Jackowitz, 20 goals. Ryan McGee, 52% save percentage as a freshman, sharing time. And freshman Max Rader, 61% at the faceoff circle. Now, that's a blessing and a curse. Blessing, obviously, going forward. I did watch them against St. Thomas, and one thing about freshmen is they're not seniors physically. And teams that they had a difficult time physically were the ones who handled them comfortably. But that's one of the reasons that this matchup is fascinating, too. From Montverde, you had sophomore Seth Eisenhower, 40 goals, 21 assists. Senior Ryan Berkman, 33 goals, 26 assists. Junior Jack Green, 33 goals, 18 assists. Senior Cohen Woodland, 24 goals. Freshman Drew Glass, 13 goals, 31 assists. Junior JT Glass, 56% at the faceoffs. And freshman Bradley Peterson, 61% save percentage in the cage. It's so hard to predict this one. There's so many storylines involved in this. Will Lake Highland's strength of schedule win out? Or will it be a little bit more physical matchup and that would hurt them? Just don't really have a good feel how this one's going to come out. I've been a strength of schedule guy in the past. I'm going to sort of assume that that's going to help out. But Montverde has the home field. Let's just call it a toss-up and see how it plays out. D7, D8, St. Edward's hosts Holy Trinity. They didn't play in the regular season. Holy Trinity, 17-2 under head coach Eric Marr. Their losses were to Vero Beach and Timber Creek. Their 2 Cocoa Beach wins are their best. St. Edward's head coach Doug Bailey, 13-4 record on the year. Losses to Benjamin, St. John Paul, Lake Mary, and Creekside. Quality wins over Gulliver, Kings, Montverde, and Benjamin. Team that has come on very strong late in the year and has a distinct advantage according to Max Preps in this one. St. Ed's is ranked number 5, very high strength of schedule. Holy Trinity is ranked as number 22, and they actually happen to have a bigger negative on their schedule than even Gulf Breeze did. And that's kind of the handicap that a school like Holy Trinity has, which is on the rise, but hasn't yet bumped up the strength of their schedule. Hopefully next year as the program continues, and there's certainly a lot to like over there. They will find a way to start getting maybe 3 or 4 really tough games to give their kids better preparation. Holy Trinity is led by sophomore Dylan Gibson, 69 goals and 15 assists. Senior Guillermo Marr, 55 goals and 39 assists. Freshman Julian Warden, 27 goals and 10 assists. Sophomore Robert Varnes, 18 goals. Sophomore Jack Combs, I believe is John's son, 15 goals, 9 assists, and 134 ground balls. I did watch some of Holy Trinity's game on the Brevard Sports Network, and John stuck out. Jack stuck out. And Jack is definitely a player to watch on the rise. There's obviously a lot of skill there. And 134 ground balls is 134 ground balls. We don't, unfortunately, have any face-off numbers or save percentage for the team. St. Edward's junior Oscar Lindenthal, 59 goals. Sophomore Ricky Savage, 34 goals, 18 assists. Senior Danny Richmond, who I mentioned to Coach Bailey earlier. I feel like I've been covering him since 2013. 20 goals, 52 assists. Junior Riker Pratt, 24 goals, 15 assists. Senior Drew Sternberg, 19 goals, 25 assists. Freshman Will Russell, 24 goals. Sophomore Eli Barron, 50% at the faceoffs. And junior Liam Murphy at 63% save percentage. When I saw the game against Benjamin, the first regular season game, he impressed me quite a bit. It's great. Again, it's great to see Holy Trinity on the rise. But this is St. Edward's year to make a run at the Final Four. And I think St. Edward's will win this game comfortably. Okay, back to the Gulf Coast. We've got 9 and 10, St. Stephen's Episcopal hosting Jesuit. Jesuit has an extraordinarily stingy defense when you look at their statistics. I believe they're giving up about 4 goals a game on average. Jesuit 13-2 under head coach Charlie Cummins. St. Stephen's 11-2 under head coach Chris Collins. St. Stephen's losses were to Lakewood Ranch and by Cardinal Mooney 12-11, which is probably their best game of the year. They do have a weak district. Their Best quality win, if you call it that, was over Bishop Verreau. On Jesuit's side, their losses were to Riverview in overtime and 9-8 to Plant. Their quality wins are over Berkeley Prep, Maclay, Cardinal Mooney, Canterbury. They actually beat Berkeley twice. This was under one class. This was traditionally a killer district. Berkeley, Jesuit, and Plant all together. Plant moving to 2A, while these two are still at 1A, was certainly beneficial to them being able to make the bracket. Sophomore Colin Kruger led Jesuit 44 goals, 20 assists. Junior Chase Minacci, 32 goals and 18 assists. Freshman Leighton Hall, 27 goals, 14 assists. Senior Mac Ravel, 24 goals, 10 assists. Sophomore Scott Moore. He's listed as an 84% face-off man. If that's true, fantastic job. If that's a little bit off on the numbers, it wouldn't be the first time. Junior Dylan Causey in Cage, 65% save percentage. For St. Stephen's, are led by sophomore Matt Vara, 60 goals, 20 assists, and 64 ground balls. Senior Cade Riskamp, 49 goals, 18 assists. Sophomore Justin Milliken, 30 goals, 37 assists, 69 ground balls. And sophomore Cole Riskamp with 12 goals. There's no face-off numbers. And senior Tyler Catchin is 58% in saves in the Cage for them. And on Max Preps, Jesuit number 6, solid schedule. St. Stephen's number 18. Their weak district dragged the strength of schedule out. They're also at a minus, although just barely into the minus category. This is a game that Jesuit is just going to win easily. The 11 and 12, Community School hosts Canterbury. They played on March 9th. There was an 8-7 win for Canterbury at Community School. That actually helps not only on the confidence side, but winning on the road the first game usually means you're not going to be surprised by anything in the second game when it comes to atmosphere. Community School led by is 11 and 6. Head coach is Keith Lee. Canterbury 11 and 3. Head coach Trent Carter. Community School's losses were to St. Thomas, Canterbury, IMG, Cardinal Mooney, Gulf Coast, and Riverview. I did not see a quality win on the schedule this year. Canterbury's losses 11-10 to Cardinal Mooney, 5-3 to Oxbridge, with game I covered, and 8-3 to Jesuit. They have quality wins, a road win over Berkeley Prep, and quality win over Riverview, and they defeated Cardinal Mooney in the rematch in the district final. They're led by junior Carson Fuchs, 34 goals, 18 assists. Junior Chase Thompson, 29 goals, 14 assists. Junior Spencer Dopman, 19 goals, 9 assists. Senior Holden Jelinas, 15 goals, 8 assists. And freshman Ryan Jankowskis with 13 goals. Faceoffs, Sean Mahoney, 58% faceoffs, junior. And junior Dylan McMillian, who was 58% in the save. Everyone who knows anything about Canterbury knows Coach Carter has his own defense that is difficult to play against, and you have to be very patient with it. Community School, led by sophomore Ramsey Huggins, 56 goals, 23 assists. Senior Mackie Peck, 43 goals, 23 assists. Sophomore Chase Atterbury, 32 goals. Junior Yates Miller, 17 goals, 33 assists. And freshman Evan Calkins, 17 goals, 16 assists. I don't have any face-off or save stats for them. Going to Max Preps, Canterbury is number 8. Solid strength of schedule. Community School, number 21. Decent strength of schedule, but a decent amount below Canterbury. I expect a relatively low-scoring game. Canterbury pulling away in the second half to win this game and moving on. Get down to my area, 13 and 14. Number 3 and number 1, Pinecrest. 12 and 1 under head coach George Harris. Will be playing St. Andrews, number 1 in the state. 12 and 0 under head coach Tony Seaman. This is going to be a neutral site game. Those who missed the tweet yesterday, Calvary Christian will be hosting it, a couple of miles west of the Pinecrest campus. 7:30 start, not 7 o'clock. Keep that in mind if you're going. Max Preps has St. Andrews at number 1 with a 13.2 strength of schedule. Pinecrest at number 3 of a 10.1 strength of schedule. I think those are the two highest strengths of schedule that I've seen so far in 1A. I believe Creekside and Lake Mary both have a similar pairing in that. And these teams played back in February, second game of the year for Pinecrest. I think it was St. Andrews first. St. Andrews with a 9-3 win at home. On Pinecrest's side, the only loss is said to St. Andrews. Quality wins over St. John Paul and American Heritage Plant twice. They don't. I wasn't able to get stats. Colin Service, Jordan Faison, Nigel Vital, Colby Curtis, Nathan Bedar amongst the top players for them. On the St. Andrews side, sophomore Jack Schulte, 30 goals, 12 assists. Kurt Schwartz, 15 goals, 23 assists. Senior Anthony Barodiak, 20 goals, 11 assists. Junior Jojo Porras, 19 goals, 11 assists. Senior Tristan Moss, 17 goals. Senior Will Adams was injured for a chunk of the year, is now back, and in the 4 goals he played, 7 goals, 2 assists. Junior Sean Jordan, long stick midi, who's just a dominant force. 13 goals, 6 assists, 54 ground balls. 13 goals with a long pole. Plus Timmy Martin and Corey Friedman, solid, incredible defense. And, even Zach Brent and Matt Filippo get their names in too. This is the deepest defense in the state. They have given up 3.6 goals a game against that difficult schedule. Nick Golubov for the year, 65% faceoff. Gunnar Schwartz, 67% save percentage in the cage. This PC will hang. I'm sure that Coach Harris will have an interesting game plan for it. I just can't see them scoring enough goals to beat a St. Andrews team that, as Coach Seaman said in his last interview, you find those 9, 10, 11 goals. They don't rely on one star, and their defense can contribute too. And St. Andrews will move on with this game. Finally, we come to Gulliver hosting Belen Jesuit. This is also always very intriguing. They played on March 5th, 14-8 win for Belen, I believe, at home. Gulliver, 14-4 under head coach Jim Piggott. Belen, 18-0 this year under head coach Alan Belando. Belen's quality wins, Gulliver, Western, Stoneman Douglas, and Columbus. The losses by Gulliver, St. Edwards, Belen, a Texas school, and Western in overtime, and their best wins were Columbus and Westminster Christian, which they defeated 3 times, including the district final I covered. Max Preps has this as Belen number 4, although a relatively weak schedule number, and Gulliver Prep number 12 with a middle-of-the-pack schedule number, a little bit stronger than Belen's according to the calculations. Gulliver is led by junior Ryan Noyes, 65 goals, 23 assists. Christian Olathabal, Tanner Jenkins, JP Cortez as the faceoff specialist, and Wyatt Kraft is in goal for Gulliver. I don't really have numbers. Unfortunately, not a lot was uploaded. On the Belen side, senior Victor Rosado, 64 goals, 54 assists. Senior Sebastian Arizuriea, sorry if I killed that, 48 goals, 29 assists. Sophomore Israel Salabaria, 38 goals, 11 assists. Senior Victor Meher, 30 goals and 20 assists. Senior Oscar Fernandez, 23 goals, 18 assists. Junior Andy Brew is 73% at the faceoff circle. And freshman Andrew Candela is 54% in the cage. Those who know anything about Miami know this is a big-time rivalry. Coaches have known each other a long time. Schools are, I think, about 5 minutes, 10 minutes apart maybe. This is just has been a natural rivalry for quite a while, and certainly will have a very raucous crowd. I can definitely predict that. The gap will be probably a little bit closer with the home field advantage for Gulliver, but I think Belen's going to pull this one out and go on to face St. Andrews. Okay, in recap, we've got Maclay. I've got Maclay winning over Gulf Breeze. At Oak Hall, ending Bowles' great season. I've got a complete toss-up of Montverde and Lake Highland. St. Edward's comfortably over Holy Trinity Episcopal. Jesuit comfortably over St. Stephen's Episcopal. Good year for Episcopals, by the way, in the state, statewide. Canterbury will take down Community School. St. Andrews will grind out the win over Pinecrest, and Belen in a close game over Gulliver. Well, you've now heard all four. Get out to a game tonight, boys' game. Lay off the refs. Next week, I might actually do maybe an interim morning coffee tomorrow just to recap the girls and the boys. We'll see if I can get myself up in time to do the research on it. I'm on my way up to Lake Marion Creekside, assuming we don't have a horrible weather forecast up there. Looking forward to that very much, getting to finally see a game at Lake Mary Stadium, which looks absolutely terrific. Looking forward to see to that one. Good luck to all the teams tonight. We'll be back, if not tomorrow, we'll be back Monday morning. The next round is again scheduled for Thursday and Friday next week, so it'll give us plenty of time to do some previewing of those games. Get out to a game, enjoy yourself, take a friend to a game if they've never been to one. It's a great way to introduce them to the sport. This is Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News, saying so long from the Sunshine State.